Happy New Year's, everyone! Hello from down under. Anyone that's in the northern hemisphere over, not in the northern, but over to the east and the west that are still, with heavy eyelids. It is 4:30 in the afternoon for me, so I'm well into New Year's Day. Hello, Angie. How are you, my dear? I miss you. Who have we got? Hi, Beth. Hi, Tori. G'day, Alex. How's it going? Debbie, how are you? Red, hello. Chris, how is everyone going? All right. So I've been having fun watching everyone throughout the streamathon so far. And it's awesome to see how different people interpret different things. And it's just been fascinating. I'm going to be working on this new beast that I am currently in the process of. It's been in my head for so long. Hey, Becca, how's it going? Hey, Kelly. Hey, Meri. Meri, go to bed. But thank you for popping in. I don't know. Have you hit midnight yet? You're on the East Coast, aren't you? I'm trying to remember. Hello, Kellyanne. So I am going to be continuing on my fairy journal. I've had this in my head for so long and I need to get it out. And so this is where I've gotten to so far. So this is the cover. So it is made out of an actual fairies book that I picked up at the op shop or thrift store. And so it's all been kind of made out of that. And there's a little poem hidden in here that was on the back of the book. So on the back of the book board is all there. It's 1:30 a.m. there in Maine. Happy New Year. Oh, gosh. And snowing, I hear, in Maine, which is lovely. Well, it was. I think it always snows in Maine around this time. About 89 minutes. Oh, Alex, I get to see the new year in with you. That is awesome. I cut off just as you hit New Year. So that's fantastic. What was I saying? So yeah, so I've made this. So this has been made out of polymer clay. So I've sculpted it all and then I have inked and painted it and all of that. So it's rock hard. And then this little door opens. And so it opens up like this. And then this is a little special part. It lights up. So it all lights up. And it's like a little fairy house, and the lights go over into the book spine as well. So, yeah. So this is kind of the stupid things that go in my head. They say, if you build it, it will come. Hey, Glenda, how are you? Yeah, you can't believe you're still up. Yeah. Mind you, that being said, I saw midnight in last night, and usually that's when I'm kind of waking up, but I had 18-year-olds here. So although they were quiet and, to be honest, real lightweights. So here in Australia, 18-year-old legal age, lightweights. And then I popped back out at about 1:30 and they'd all gone to bed. And I'm like, well, rude. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing is obviously adding to this now. So I've got all of these little fake planty things. Okay, that's the real technical term. I find for the front of it, I want it to be substantial. So these are those plastic fake planties. But I'm going for vintage grungy, but still sparkly. Trying to get all that in. Hey, Melody. And hey, Shelley, how's it going? Shelley, I thought you were napping. You go back to napping. So this is kind of what I've done so far. I just tested it to make sure it worked. So I'm going to vintage up the leaves a little bit and then make it sparkly, because why not make it all work? So I've got some of them, and I'm going to show you how I did it, maybe at some point. All right. So I just cut these little bits off. Hey, Kat, how's it going? Yeah. So how's everyone's New Year's been so far? Some of us have had more of a new year than others. Mine's been just like, you know, nearly every other day. Been doing laundry and all of that exciting fun stuff. My mum is coming to visit tomorrow, so I've got to, you know, make the house look like mum worthy. It's like, and my mum. So my mum is allergic to. I'm happy to have you here, Melody. Hey, Colita. My mum is allergic to pet hair. And those that know me know I have a menagerie. So I've got dogs, cats, rats, chooks, you know, whatever else. It's a lot of spiders and all live in here too. And kangaroos. So I'm in the process of trying to make sure it's defertified enough for her to arrive, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to use archival ink because I don't want a water-based ink for this. I made sure I had pretty hands for the start of this. They won't be pretty by the end. Okay. And I'm just going to rub it in. I even actually turned the air conditioner on today, which is unusual for me. But I was sitting here watching Janet's stream, and I'm like, it's actually getting quite warm. So where do I live? I am in Queensland, Australia. So I live in Paradise. So my area in our Aboriginal First Nations language is Gari, which is paradise. So I get to say I actually live in paradise. So I live on the Fraser Coast of Queensland. I'm just making a ham tomorrow. Oh, I've got no children and anything till tomorrow. So it's just me, myself, and I tonight. And I went down to the corner store and bought a wrap. And that's what I'm having for dinner. All right, that'll do. I'll worry about tomorrow. Texas, yeah. My cousin was lived in Texas for 3 years, and she was right down on the border, and she loved it there. And whilst they were there for those 3 years, they went and visited all 50 states. So they actually ticked off all of the states, which is incredible. Yeah, so you guys are all like, it's so cold and you've had blizzards and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm like, it'd be hot. Hot. So super exciting watching me ink leaves. But I was trying to think, what do I do on here? I was like, I don't know what you guys all want to see. But then I'm like, oh, well, I'm just going to create like I normally do. And hope you come along for the ride. I will probably think about doing a giveaway halfway through if Angie reminds me. I figured that's the right thing to do for you all being here. And I appreciate you staying up for a lot of you guys. It's much appreciated. That's all right. I can't say that. I'm lucky. I love my mother-in-law. Well, she's my ex-mother-in-law, but she's still an amazing person. You know, I've been divorced, separated for 14 years, and I still talk to my mother-in-law quite regularly. 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's still pretty cold for me. I'd be in long sleeves and looking after myself. For here, I don't call it hot unless it gets about 90 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So, and I'm only on for an hour and a half, Angie. So, hey, Emily. Oh, Happy New Year to you, sweetheart, and to the kids and Steve. I hope that you have had a wonderful festive season. Hey, Vanessa. 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, nah. So I'm a Queenslander, so I live in the tropics, and it's still on my bucket list to see snow, yet not to, but I will get there at some point. Okay, so I'm going to go in, and I had a giggle when Janet pulled out her wax because I knew that I was going to be using some wax as well. Mine's the Art Alchemy in aged brass, and I'm going to now come along and sparkle up these leaves a little bit so they've got a bit of fairyness happening to them, a bit of fairy magic. Yeah, 49 degrees. I think that's about, I don't know, 10 degrees or something here. No, I'd be in a onesie with my Ugg boots on, snuggled. But yeah, it's one of those things. One day, I'm going to throw a snow angel, and it's going to be in my birthday suit, the way I was created, and then die of hypothermia. But at least I've cut off a bucket list item on the way. And hope that no one really is around to see me. I'll be like, everyone can turn around for a bit while I do that. Raining. Oh, yeah, it rained a little bit last night here, but then we're in the middle of a wet. But it's just yuck today. It's not as nice. The breeze is lovely, but not enough to get through the house and knock off that ugh. So I've got the aircon blowing because I'm hot. Hey. Cat, I love it. Oh, it was funny when so I have a thing for short men, and my ex-husband obviously is shorter than me, so I'm 5'11", so nearly 6 foot, and he's 5'8", 5'7", something like that, and but he's the tallest in his family, so his family come from a line of jockeys and so forth, and his mother is 4'10" or 11, like, yeah, so under 5. And I remember when I went down to meet them for the first time, I walked in and I think they nearly just like keeled over and died in shock at the giant coming into the Hobbit house. It was kind of like a bit like Gandalf going into Frodo's house and stuff. And it was just so awkward because they're so short. They'd had like the kitchen cupboards and all of the cabinetry and stuff made for their height. So I'm trying to help out in the kitchen, and I feel like the Hunchback of Notre Dame because I'm bent over trying to get down onto the bench, but hilarious. But absolutely wonderful people. I'll even say my ex-husband's all right. I'm lucky I'm not allergic to anything like that, which I am, except for mosquitoes. So I'm allergic to anything that bites, which is why I do get lots of comments about the state of my arms and my hands. That's just part of it, is how it is. Beautiful living in the tropics, having an allergy to that. But other than that, I'm pretty good, except for aspirin. If you give me aspirin, I'll end up looking like that If you ever, what was it? Dr. Dolittle movie where the chick had an allergy. That's what I look like. And yeah, Angie, that'd require me going down there and yeah. I don't know how good that's going to be because the kangaroos have literally been lounging in the garden for the last week. I don't know why they've been hanging out here, but they haven't stopped. I feel sorry for everyone coming to have a perv at them at the reserve because they're in my backyard instead. Oh, you're coughing up a lung. And I'm like, oh, no. Best thing I ever did for migraines was I got my diaph pierced in my ear, in my left ear, and I don't get as an intense migraine anymore, which I am so pleased about. It works for some people, and I was lucky that it was one that worked for me, and it makes me look cool. It makes me look like a cool old chick. You know, I got a fancy ear piercing. All right. Okay. So we have done that. Oh, it's all right. It's rain here for the next few months. We'll probably flood. We flooded here 3 times last year, so I'm all for it. I live on the river too, so I basically get to fish off my back deck. Yep, lay down and watch on your tablet. That sounds like a perfect idea. And if you're not off into the land of Never Never Land, then that's okay. Bit of fairy dust and pixie dust to send you on your way. Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to start playing. I've got some Lycopodium club moss, and I'm going to play with that first. So we're going to start decorating it so it looks starts looking foresty and fantasy-fully and all of that kind of stuff. Now, I promise I do speak English, but not very well. To those that are new here, I have a very heavy accent. So for you guys in America, I'm like Georgia South accent for an Australian. So my accent's very, very, very broad, and I'm much more intelligent than I sound. Thank you, Vanessa. Hey, Jamie, I didn't see you pop in. Hello, my darling. Happy New Year's. Yeah, the little door. I love how the little door opens. And the fairy book that I, used as the book board, it had like a little sleeping fairy on the front. So I kind of just kept him there. And I'm like, it's a bit cute. But, I like how it lights up. That was my thing, is how am I going to get this to light up and make it all work? It was fun. I'm going to use some mixed media glue and see how we go. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, she'll be right. She'll be right, mate. I'll probably use some hot glue with the leaves, but I don't particularly want to use hot glue everywhere. And I'm just hoping that this mixed media glue will suffice. If not, we'll go to second plan and use hot glue. Accent. Don't know what you mean. Yeah. Oh, did you not see it, Callie? Oh, look, I'll show you. Because I think I'm going to have to hot glue it because it's just not going to stay there. Look. Wait for it. It even lights up. There. All right, I'm going to turn the hot glue gun on because I think I'm just going to have to suck it up and do that. I was going to try and be fancy and, you know, use the fancy stuff, but let's just hot glue it. So what's all resolutions for 2023? Mine is to keep breathing. That's pretty much my focus. That's generally I don't really want to try and pretend that I'm going to try and do something, you know. Yes, I'd like to get fit and healthier and blah 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 and all of that, but I'm not gonna. Yep, just live. That's it. Are you calling me intelligent? No, you laughing at me being intelligent? Yeah, I promise. I'm actually. Oh, it's not ready yet. Oh, we'll just sit here and play Twiddly Dinks for a while. Mine is to read 100 books and then finish an entire color. Alex, good luck. An entire coloring book. I'm like, I honestly, if I sat there and colored a page a day for the rest of my life, I'd still have no chance. Yeah, basically, I'm the same, Jamie. I'm just here to function. Is kind of what I'm doing. So everyone that's new here, ask me some questions. A bit of Q&A if you want to get to know me. If you're unsure of who I am and all of that kind of stuff. I can't guarantee I'm not going to lie. No, I'm pretty honest. I'm pretty straight down the line. I'll just tell you if I'm not going to tell you. I'm told you have an accent. Well, there you go. So I'm originally from the bush, so out west. So that even makes my accent even stronger. I remember the first time I went down to South Australia when I was visiting my in-laws, and I walked into a winery down there, and all I did was say, "G'day, how's it going?" And they went, "You're a Queenslander." And I went, "Well, yes, I am. Thank you for pointing out the obvious." Yeah, of course we celebrate Christmas, but our Christmas is very different to your idea of Christmases. So our Christmases is, you know, seafood. We tend to have seafood. Sometimes we'll have a roast, but we don't do the whole Christmas Eve thing a lot like you guys tend to do. It's just more Christmas lunch is our big thing. Most of us will have Christmas breakfast and then Christmas lunch and then sit there and drink, play backyard cricket and try and work off all of the food. But yeah, we definitely celebrate Christmas. Probably not as traditionally as others. Like it's not as a religious thing down here. But there is still midnight mass and all of that kind of stuff. But it's not as a big of a thing. But yeah, so for Christmas Day, Angie and I feasted on a $91 mud crab. He was expensive, he was huge, and he tasted delicious. Delicious, as he would want to for that ridiculous price. Your son's girlfriend's from Brisbane. Cool. So I'm about 2.5 hours north of Brisbane. I go to Brisbane quite a lot for work. So I go down every few months and, you know, to shop, of course. Buy stuff I don't need. So you guys can see this okay? Or do you want me to zoom in a little bit more? Yeah, so we had crab, bugs, And every time I say I'm eating bugs, you guys are like, what, bugs? So bugs are crawfish, I think you guys call it. And prawns and oysters. Mm-hmm. It was delicious. Like, there we go. Crawdads. Yeah, something like that. Little ugly morsels of heaven. That's what they are. But yeah, it was only just Angie, myself, and my oldest here, because my youngest is up at her father's. So it was like, oh, I'm just going to spoil ourselves by just buying a ridiculous amount of overpriced seafood. So that is what we did. Oysters are not edible. Oh, yes, they are. And it's funny, I didn't like oysters when I was younger. So when we used to go fishing and go to the reef, my dad would just go shuck the oysters straight off the rocks. And I was always like, you guys are weird. These are disgusting. But I found as I've gotten older, I'm like, mm-hmm. But like, they're not my favorite. I would say I prefer mussels over oysters, but a lot of other people don't like mussels, so I didn't buy any because I can only eat very small amounts, so there was no point. I didn't want it going to waste. Should I be using tweezers? Yes. Do I own tweezers? Yes, they're right here. Use them instead, Tammy. Can't put them in your mouth. I like them mornade. I liked them in Worcestershire sauce. I like them natural. It's like, I just like anything. Sorry if there's any vegans out there. I like anything that was living once. I'm a carnivore. But ethically a vegetarian. I rescue spiders and put them outside and all that kind of stuff, but I still like to eat a lot of meat. All right, any other questions? Come on. Ask me some stuff. Oh, no. Get off of there. Apart from Angie, are there any other Aussies in here? Are there? Oh, cocktail sauce pretty good too. Yeah. It shows our age when we're like, yeah, cocktail sauce. Prawn cocktails with iceberg lettuce. Oyster, it was super fancy. Probably allergic to them. Yes, Jamie, you're probably right. Okay, so we got that. All right. Let's start thinking about layering some of this stuff up now. I'm going to have gluey bits everywhere. I love it, Kellyanne. That's awesome. Bit of Dr. Seuss early in the morning. They just look so slimy. Alex, no, because for me, making them is my journaling, if that makes sense. I that's my cathartic process. I'm always happier if they go off to be loved by somebody else. If that makes, I don't know if that makes sense, but and basically I like to sell them so that I can buy more stuff I don't need. But that is my resolution for 23 is to use the stuff I have and not buy more. And that'll last not even a day. Gluey bits. I'm going to have hot glue bits everywhere. But no, my greatest pleasure would be people getting my journals and actually using them and being inspired by them and telling their story and that kind of stuff. Yeah. I know, Alex, that's the problem. Shipping is just a nightmare. And because I don't make little ones, they end up like tomes rather than books. Like this one here, this is what it looks like before I've actually embellished it. And that's kind of what she's looking like already. So I'm like, yeah. But I can always make happy to make you a smaller one that's not quite so crazy. Like, no. No. It's like collaging, but with leaves. There's the quote for the year. I need a glue stick. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. Everything in Australia is crazy, but we're used to it. But the thing is that our pay rate, what we get paid is better. So it kind of balances out. But, $50 for me to ship a book is nutsos. Thank you, Shelley. Yeah, everything keeps going up. It is just that part, and hopefully, I'm just waiting for my pay rise and my back pay, which should come next pay maybe, if I'm lucky. I got 6 months of pay rise and back pay to come into my account, which the tax man will take most of it. But it will be nice. Because I have Christmas and 2 children in the space of a month. So 2 birthdays and Christmas in just over a month. So I am always poor this time of year. Tammy's brain goes to places that are scary. That's more like it, Angie. It just goes into some kind of alternative dimension where it comes up with ridiculous ideas. And then she doesn't sleep because she's in the middle of a project. ADHD. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? What else do you want to know? What do you want to know about Australia? Australia, mate. Or me in general. I'm tall, blonde. I like long walks along the beach. No, actually I don't, because I get bitten by mosquitoes and sand. Gross. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it just rude, Kelly? Like, seriously. It's like, Della! Hello, my darling. Happy New Year's. I hope you had a lovely festive thing. I don't sleep. Yeah. The last 2 days, my insomnia has been quite intense. So it's I'm functioning on, the dregs. But that's okay. If I start mumbling and murmuring, it means I've finally just gone fully insane. Why are all the bugs so much bigger in Australia? Because they got further to fly. Have you seen the size of our country? They need to be bigger to survive down here. It's like, it's not just down the road. It's they gotta get all these places. And because we're built tougher down here, so they need to be bigger to get through. All right. So we're starting to have some greenery. Oh, you turned 45 for the third time. Yeah, I'm turning 45 in March. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm now I got to round up to 50. I'm like, okay. Like, when did that happen? I feel like I'm doing a dissection. It's like I'm in a biology class. Yeah, around mid-March, probably. Well, it is my birthday in March, in the middle of March. I'm 49 with 7 years extra experience. I like it. I just say, I'm 44 with the mind of a 4-year-old. One day I might grow up, but yeah. Yeah, back in the day when you added age to yourself because you thought it sounded cool. Now I'm like, but we also get to the point where we're like, oh, we don't care what age we are anymore either. like, yup. Oh, I got glue from A-hole to breakfast at the moment. Oh, no good to level down. Just got to level up. Level up. Level on up. Moving on up. Moving on up. Moving on out. Where are you? Yeah, I'm hey Shaz, how's it going? Yeah, Queensland, Australia. And we got the kangaroos, and I have, regularly have about 40 sitting out in my backyard. I'm the stereotypical Australian, which is not normal, by the way. We really don't generally have kangaroos in our backyard, except for me. I'll show you as a picture. Where's my phone? Oh, yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, that's, again, I think that's part of the culture. We don't take ourselves too seriously. Where's the picture of the ruse that I took the other day? Okay, so this is my backyard. So that's the river, and that's my backyard, and there's all the kangaroos. Okay, and then we go over to this one here. That's what I get to witness every day. Aren't I lucky? Little harem going on. Nah, I wouldn't want to mess with the bucks if they were defensive, but not here. Because I live beside a kangaroo reserve, and these guys, they know we're not dangerous. They know who we are, and so that they're fine. Hector's too busy getting everyone knocked up to worry about anything else. But I've seen some awesome buck fights. Like, because the mob that we have, there's 2 bucks and one's the alpha, and every now and again the beta tries to have a go. Awesome to watch. But there's enough of the females to service them both. Let's put it that way. They look and act like giant rabbits. Yep, that's pretty much exactly what it is. And dogs. Like, watching them roll around in the grass and scratching themselves and kind of like frolicking like dogs tend to do. They're just, big teddy bears. So the kangaroos I have are the grey kangaroos. They're not the big reds, which is good too. The big reds tend to be a little bit more, but the big reds are buff. Oh, yeah, he knew his picture has been taken. But the thing is, I'd literally seen him 2 hours before with another one. And at least at that point, it was just the 2 of them. And I'm like, all right. And then I walk out a couple hours later, and here he is going again. And I'm like, man, it's like, whew, got some stamina. All right, so that's probably starting to look a little bit okay. I've got glue everywhere. Yeah, snakes are okay. The browns you just keep away from, but the type and the taipans, the red bellies, they're pretty cool. They'll only have a go at you if you are being not nice. Alrighty, let's look at some flowers. Thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate that. Oh no, there's Joeys everywhere. They've all got full pouches, but they can have a Joey in the pouch and still get impregnated. Like it kind of just works that way. So basically, they're always carrying something. It's the coolest thing, the marsupials and their pouches. So they do have a live birth, but they give birth to, you know, a very underdeveloped offspring. And then that offspring has to climb its way into the pouch where it can then kind of like, you know, hibernate and grow. It's very cool. Yeah. It's like, I think we need to get him neutered. What's even cooler is there's a mob up the other end of the street. Like, yeah, I say up the other end of the street, probably like a couple of miles away. And every now and then they come down. And then that's when you see some action. It's so cool. There's another hobby, Kelly. Yeah, well, it is. It's kind of a fairy house in a book. So I get it. We should call him Randy the Roo. Yeah, somehow we named him Hector when we first moved in here, and Hector he has been. He is very well. Yes, Angie. Very, very, very ripped as well. Like they are the bodybuilders of the natural world. I don't know why. I don't know why we picked Hector, but that works. How many can they have? Usually two. So they'll have like a more developed one and one growing further on in. But to be honest, these guys are so well looked after. Who knows what they're doing? Tammy passed halfway. All right. So I'm going to do a giveaway. Now, as Kelly pointed out, and Alex and stuff, the cost of postage from here is crazy. So what I thought is obviously Aussie. Okay. I am an Aussie, and this is all the journaling kind of stuff. So what I can do is just a normal document envelope. Okay. So that it is registered as paper, not a parcel. I'm going to fill with a whole lot of Australiana junk journal stuff. So some vintage books and newspapers, because I have so much of it, vintage children's books, some other ephemera, stamps, all that kind of stuff. Do you think that sounds okay? Would you like that? I don't know. I was trying to think of what I could do that was possible without it being crazy, financially unachievable. So because I have, and I've got cards and like playing cards. It's ridiculous. Ask Angie. It will be a Feast of Australia coming your way. Alrighty. So if that being the case, we may as well do the giveaway. And so we're going to do, old school giveaway rules, 1 to 100, closest without going over. I don't mind if you put in the same number as someone else. You can retract your number and change it. I want you to all be in the in the running. You have to be willing to email me your address, so your physical address, so I can send it to you. All of those things. Yes, so Shaz usually lives with me. Sorry, Shaz. Angie usually lives with me. She lives downstairs in the downstairs apartment, and but she's down visiting her family in Melbourne at the moment. So yeah, I don't want to sell any body parts because they're not good body parts, so I won't get a very good rate for them. It wouldn't be all that profitable for me. Alrighty, so I'm going to get Angie to type in go in a moment, and then obviously put in the numbers. We'll keep it going for a minute or so. Try not to chat too much, and while the numbers are going in, you can think about what questions you want to ask me in the next 45 minutes, and then we can continue on with this. So is everyone ready? Oh, where are you, Shaz? Oh, Aussie. I expect the proper response here. All right. Okay. Whenever you're ready, Angie. Oh, Noosa, sweet. Yeah, so you're not far at all. So you're like a Mundy kind of area or something. Nice. We should hook up one day. Because, finding weirdos like ourselves that like this kind of stuff. And you're more than welcome to come up and have a visit and have a scounge in my craft room for some pretties. People like coming here and scounging all the bits. All right, Angie, can you just see if there's any double ups? I don't think I've got any. And if there is, we'll get some retractions. But at the moment, it looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to go back to the mixed media glue for this bit. Yeah, I imagine, Meri, you are getting sleepy. I totally get that. It's a bit like working with glitter. Like, ooh. Yeah, so like just to send an envelope of papers isn't going to be ridiculous. It's only like $5. So that's fine for me. But a journal, yes. It's the sadly it's the shipping that's the worst component. All right. Okay. So we'll give it another 10, 15 seconds. Make sure you've got in your number. Now I've got glue and moss. Excellent. All over myself. Oh, see, it's like glitter. It's going to get into everything. Oh, gosh. Awesome. I got excellent. If you're lurking, get it in. More than welcome. I'm happy to have lurkers. I lurk in a lot of things too. Thanks, Penny. I work fast. If you're new here, I go, my brain and my hands work at warp speed. Okay, we can do stop whenever you're ready, Angie. You should see me color, Penny. It's like double speed. It's like, alrighty. We got the stoppy in. Let's get the random number generator. Remember, close one without going over. Random number generator. 1 to 100. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go. 100. Go figure. So someone's got to win. I've got an idea who it is, which I'm so happy. Let's see if I I think it is. Just confirm it for me, Angie. Yay, Meri! Woo! Aussie stuff coming your way, darling. And so deservedly so, being the host of this. You and Laurie have put in so much work. Congratulations. Just shoot me an email and ask if there's anything specifically Australianery that you want, obviously to fit in an envelope. But I have lots of different kinds. So feel free to just kind of think. And I've got, if you like stamps, I've got 5,000 Australian stamps. So I'm going to be scooping moss up out of this glitter. I should have taken some out. That's all right. That's awesome. Now I'll know where you live. Yeah. Yeah, please don't ask for a kangaroo. Although one of the common souvenirs here, it won't fit in an envelope, is, remember how we were talking about how our kangaroos like to, you know, you can actually buy a pair of them that belong to the buck as a keychain. It's like nuded kangaroos. But I actually don't really like doing those kind of things. Thank you, Cortia. Thank you for joining. So Angie, are you able to get the link from my community page for Lina, because she's up after me in half an hour? Yeah, sure. I can show you the jar. So this is the Stamperia mixed media glue. So it can be used as like sculpture and go into molds and stuff as well. But yeah, it's really quite good. Thanks, Angie. And it was good because it was free-ish. So even better. I was supposed to go to, last year, I was supposed to go to some classes with Antonio and stuff with Stamperia. But I got COVID and I couldn't go. So they were kind enough when I went down to Brisbane, because I'd booked in Brisbane and, like, you know, was going to travel and all down there. It was with Farrell and Anthony. And when I went down, they just gave me all the leftover bits that was left over from the classes. So we got a bit of this glue, which is even better. I like freebies. But it gives you a bit of working room. Hey, Pamela. How you doing? Yeah, I get that, Meri. Which is nice that you had someone to kind of help with the load, because I admire anyone that puts together these things. For me, it's all right. I come on for an hour and a half and I talk to people, but it's all the behind the scenes work. That's you know, it's fantastic. All righty. Kind of thinking. I just cleaned my brush and now I'm like, oh, I want a little bit more glue. That's what fingers are for. And now I'm definitely going to get moss stick into my fingers. Ah, Thanks, Pamela. Yeah, it's a bit of fun. I like, it's a bit whimsical, which is kind of nice. Just a bit of fun in the sun. So I'm not going to do too much on the spine, mainly because I'm going to have a big tassel coming down. Evelyn, Happy New Year's. Hello, darling. Oh, maybe if I put a glue stick in. I was going to start on some ephemera, but I'm kind of like, what have I got? 25 minutes. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Oh, have you turned off on me? Rude. Hold on, I've got to wait for it to heat back up again. You got me putting the putty in the jar on my list. It is good. And it's quite strong once it sets, but it's just waiting for it to dry. And as you know me, patience is definitely not one of my virtues. I don't do patience very well, except for teenage children. And then I'm paid to be patient. But the masking fluid was enough. I was looking for my masking fluid the other day, and I'm like, it's in the cupboard somewhere, in the room of requirement. I want it now. Period. Yes, I needs it. He needs it. I wants it. Nothing like, putting two geekdoms in together in the same sentence, a bit of Harry Potter and a bit of Lord of the Rings. That's how we roll. For those that weren't aware, I am a massive geek. Okay. I have a Wonder Woman poster in my bedroom, hence why I'm called Amazon Tammy. I thought I'd get that question. No, it's not because of I like to shop, but I do. It's because I'm a giant, and it was the nickname that my ex-husband used to call me because he was a midget. So that's kind of where that stems from. And I have the Sorting Hat, a Ravenclaw banner, McGonagall's hat, a broomstick, Lego. Because I have an adult bedroom. Can't you tell? Hence why I'm single. Ooh, Wonder Woman. And I used to beat people up for a living. So, there's that as well. I can be a bit of a warrior. I like to fight for others that need protection. So that's kind of how the nickname came about. The Amazon nearly come out of me the other day because Em said she was going to walk home from work. And I'm like, yeah, cool, no worries. And then I get this call, can you come and get me? And she's freaked. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, some crackheads have been following me. And I'm like, where are you? And then the phone was cutting out. And I'm like, whoa. And I'm in the car, no shoes on. I've got some devices or things. And I was ready to go big time warrior. I'm like, you don't come near my kids. That's the only thing that's going to make me lose my mind. But I got there and she'd hidden in a thing and, you know, and stuff. And then she's telling me what she did. And I'm like, sweetheart, first thing you do, go to somewhere that's open, public place, where people are. Go into a pub, into a restaurant, because it was later in the day on a weekend. And I'm like, go into a pub, anywhere, just wherever there's people. Not try and lose them in a park. God, no. Oh, Kellyanne, that's no good. Yeah, I used to be, you know, 5'11" and a bit, but I just got old and lost all the cartilage in my knee. But yeah, I was kind of half disappointed when they weren't around, because I'm like, oh, it's been a long time since that person's had to come out. And I was like, whew. $5'10", yeah. So we'd be fairly similar, Pamela. Yeah, I kind of think of you as an American version of me, anyway. You're just straight down the line, just like I am. I kind of like it. What do they like to call us? Ballsy women? No, it's just no. We just don't tolerate you, and we'll say what we think. Yeah, my daughter, my 13, who's nearly 14-year-old, overtook me a couple of weeks ago. It was a moment, because I have been the tallest female in my family for 30 years, 30 plus years, and she overtook me. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. And the fact that she's stunningly beautiful. And I'm like, Mama Bear's going to have to come out quite a bit, I think. The joys of having pretty children. Mind you, they can look after themselves pretty good. And, alrighty, so I think that's kind of a nice little connection between the two sides. I might just put a little bit more up this bit here. I think that will be. Oh, I know. It's like, I know. It's like, oh my gosh. We're old. Our babies are not babies anymore. Shake the glitter off. Shake, shake, shake it off. Shake it off. All right. Any last questions for me before we kind of get to that point? I've got 10 minutes or so. I'll flip through the signatures. Not that I've done much to them, but it'll give you a bit of an idea where I'm going with this journal, if you would like to see that. Putting the moss back in the bag. Off you go. Back into the bag. That's exactly. I treat people how they treat others. Not even necessarily me, because I watch everything. And you might be fake towards me, but I see how you treat others. Because I do a lot in the community with people, and so I've turned, you know, and I've got a very high radar for idiots and untruths. All right. Okay. So one last time, now that it's all pretty, we'll have a look. Imagining that there's a tassel here. We'll turn it on again. I'll turn this light off so you might see it just that little bit better. So all lit up. There we go. But remembering it's the middle of the day here, so there's only so much I can do. Come on, get in. Get in there. There we go. I put so many pages in there. Okay. But I don't do, well, I try to do little, but it just doesn't work. Okay. So here we go. This is the signature. So she's big. She's got 9 signatures. I don't know how many pages, but there's lots. We're well over 200 pages, like crazily, easily. Okay. 5 are sewn in and 4 are tied in, which gives a little bit of leeway. So this will be like the inside with a pouch. Okay. And remembering I haven't embellished this yet. I've kind of gotten a few things in, and then I've still got a lot to do, but we're going for sparkly, vintage, grungy fairiness. Is kind of the vibes that we're going with. So within it, there's new modern fairy stories. So there's some different like fairy children's stories in here. So some fairy tales, and then there's the opposite. So also within here are some pages from 100-plus-year-old Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales. So this is from the early 1900s. And yeah, so there's pages of that in there too. So I like that juxtaposition of new and sparkly, vintage and old, is kind of what I'm going for. So yeah, so it gives you a bit of an idea of kind of the look that we'll get there. Now, obviously, it's not fully embellished, and I haven't put all the ephemera. I haven't even made the ephemera. I've got so much stuff around me. And yeah, so we've got our obviously very vintage pages as well. So we've got that double one of that. And yeah, so it will continue on through. Oh, that's what I forgot to put on the front. Hold on. But yeah, so that kind of gives you a bit of an idea of where everything, that's the basis. She will end up, like, she won't close. She will be a chunk, because that's what I do. But I forgot a very important thing on this. Hold on. Come on, hot glue. You need to come back to life. How could I forget? Oh, I found a pin. That's good. Yeah, so she will be a chunker. So if you're interested, shoot me an email. She's not finished yet, but she will be. Now, if you didn't know also about the things, my spirit animal, I'm not a wolf, not a bear, I'm a ladybug. That's my spirit animal. Hey, Janet. Yeah, so the threads on the edges, like, and it will get, I've got so much lace and stuff to add to it. But this was actually, I'll show you, if I've got a haul coming next week, which will give you a bit of a better idea. But I picked it up at a thrift shop, like most of my stuff. But it was a pastel pink placemat. Was what it started as. So alrighty. Okay. There, little ladybug. Ladybug. But yeah, so I've got a whole box here of materials and laces and blings, and like it's incredible. I can kind of give you half a ride. So if you've got motion sickness, probably look away, but that's kind of where we're going with like some of the stuff, just with the ephemera, and it's ridiculous where I'm at. And then this is the pile of paper ephemera that I've somehow got to fit into the journal. And I've got stamping and painting and mixed media to do throughout it, which I'll probably do on a few videos on anyway, because I'm going to try and do the 100-day project, like actually commit to maybe doing some videos. I haven't been doing many videos of the journaling and stuff because I kind of think I'm not good enough. And I'm like, just do it. I know I can color and I know I can make and scrapbook and stuff, but I just like, am I good enough to do the journaling part of it as well? But I'm like, oh yeah, your desk, I just gave up, Angie, just for today, because I didn't know where today's stream was going to take me. It'll be all put, you know me, it'll all be put away in 10 minutes as soon as I go. So it will all get put away. I just didn't want to be like clacking through drawers and getting up and moving away, and I didn't know what I was going to do. But yeah, so she is, just for measurements, I think she's 6.5. Yeah, about 6.5 by 9-ish, and the spine's 4.5 inches. So she's but yeah, always a ladybug. And we're very blessed here where I live. We have blue banded bees and blue ladybugs, even extra special. So but yeah. So there will be a big tassel that will come, and it will grow into the tendency of my journals to be ginormous. To give you an idea, if you look back, one of the last videos I've posted was my Defemerember journal, which is just disgustingly huge. Thank you, Janet. And yeah, so it's but I've been having fun. I just like to, have fun with it all. All right, well, it's getting up to that point that you probably want to pee before Lina comes on. I'll get Angie to put her link to her channel one last time in. Thank you very much, because I know that for a lot of you, it is well into the twilight hours now, and I appreciate that you have made the effort to come on in here. And hopefully you've met me and you're like, she's a bit of a crazy chick, but we'll give her a go. That's really nice. you know, leave a thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. And I wish you all, especially who we got, Alex, in 5 minutes. All right. I wish you all the happiest of New Year's.
5 minutes.
Oh, Siri, I don't want to count down. The happiest of New Year's, and just be healthy, happy, and stay kind, is my biggest thing for 2023. Just don't go ahead saying it's my year. It's going to be the year, because we've seen what's happened in the last 3. But it's just going to be, yeah, that's fair enough. But all right, peace and love to you all. Wishing you the best, and I will hopefully see you again. Take care. Bye.